Hey everybody, Greek Geek here, back with another video. Today I'm going to talk about the latest addition to my comic collection, DC Finest The Spectre-Wrath of the Spectre. And I'll give you a little overview of the DC Finest line, some details of the book, and my final review on my Geek-tastic Yito scale. So yeah, I had always been curious about the Spectre. This was a highly sought after omnibus that's been sold out for a while, just re-released. And it's about 80 bucks for the omnibus. This is 30, 35 bucks on Amazon. Cheap graphic novels, you can get it a little bit cheaper, but they're about 90% the same material. I'll put a picture here so you can see the difference. Maybe 4 or 5 different issues in the omnibus, but for half price, I've gone with this DC Finest line. You can check out my other videos to get a little description on the other ones that I had, Flash and Batman. But basically, these are just comprehensive, as my epic fell down there, comprehensive collections, affordable collections, and they retail for $39.99. Got this chronological order back here on the spine. It tells you the years, so you can go in reading order, and they're continuing that with Batman. They're just going to go sequentially. So if you don't want to buy a giant omnibus, you can get these, and it's basically the answer to Marvel's Epic collection. Marvel's Epic collection has been hugely successful, but look at those spines. DC is killing it with these. So with the Spectre, little known, I had no idea. I've been reading comics for 40 years. Did you know Jerry Siegel of Siegel and Schuster, who created Superman? Jerry Siegel is the co-creator of the Spectre. I did not know that. But anyway, this book ranges from 1966 to 1983. You've got Gardner Fox. He wrote over 4,000 comics. Justice League, Justice Society, co-creator of many characters, legend in the business. Art by Murphy Anderson, Neal Adams, some insane covers that I'll post here throughout this video so you can see. And I had never really read Spectre. He popped up in Zero Hour. Maybe he was in a Crisis book that I read as a kid, but was curious about it. So, for 30 bucks, pick this up. And basically, he's the wrath of God. He resorts to some crazy, cruel, and unusual punishment. I'll put up a picture here of what he did to this guy's hands. Think of him as John Kramer in the Saw universe. Cruel and unusual punishment, as I said. But this basically borders on paranormal, biblical, crime noir is how I would categorize it. So it's not your typical, superhero comic book, something different. And I really enjoyed this. Amazing art, like I said. It reminded me of the 60s Ditko craziness on Doctor Strange, just otherworldly stuff. The Spectre is picking up planets and dealing with atomic particles and everything. It's just crazy stuff out there. And I love the old school art of the late 60s as we get into the 80s. And like I said, my experience and knowledge of the Spectre was extremely limited. So I kind of went into this blind. And I just remember Hal Jordan was taken over by the Spectre for a brief time. And then recently, if you read the DC All-In special, Darkseid merged with the Spectre in the Absolute universe. But other than that, totally blind going into this, but had read so many great reviews of the omnibus that had just come back into print. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. And as you can see, I'm mainly just a mainstream Superman, Batman, Spider-Man comic reader. I like this a ton. So I give this on my Greek Geek, Geek-tastic Yito scale, gyros for the non-Greek. I give this a very solid 4 out of 5 Yitos. If you want to help out the channel, I will put an affiliate link to Amazon if you want to grab this or any of the other DC Finest that I reviewed. And as always, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.